Hello, welcome to my midweek message. I'm never sure one moment to the next what I might talk about. I guess it's what's what they call waiting and letting the Holy Spirit speak through you. But one thing that keeps coming to my mind today is patience. And I think about that because to me, patience is wanting something now and not wanting to wait for it. I remember when my kids were little and I was in a Bible study group. And each time after Bible study was over, we went around and each lady asked for a prayer. And when it came my turn, I said, would you please pray for patience for me? And one lady, bless her heart, she said, are you sure that's what you want? And I said, yeah, sometimes my kids drive me nuts and I just can't deal with it. And I would like to have you pray for patience for me. And she laughed. And she said, well, in her opinion, praying for patience means let whatever happens, happens, and let me just try to deal with it calmly. I said, well, yeah, that's kind of what I want. She says, don't you really think you want wisdom? Instead of patience to deal with the kids' unruly behavior or getting into squabbles or dumping the flour all over the kitchen floor, wouldn't you rather have us pray that you have wisdom? Wisdom on how to deal with your children so they don't have the temper tantrums, so they don't put flour all over the kitchen floor. And that has stuck with me all these almost 30 years. And I thought of that today when I was trying to decide what to talk about. The president is saying, let's reopen the country. The governor is saying, let's reopen the state. And I think a lot of people are excited because their patience is wearing thin. They really want to get back out there. They want to go to the movie. They want to sit at the bar. They want to go to the restaurant. They want to play volleyball at the park. All good things. All good things. They don't have the patience to stay home any longer. And I'm thinking, but is it more important for us to have wisdom than patience? And our bishop, Bishop Lori Howler, I think she's exercising wisdom over patience, and she's recommending that we not reopen our physical church services at least till the end of May. And we got a letter that was signed by major mainline churches all over the state of Iowa saying the same thing, that we should have wisdom and keep doing what we're doing, keep doing our Facebook or our live streaming or our YouTube's services in a wise way. And I really agree with that because I am in the high risk area by age, by health. Many of our faithful servants, faithful worshipers are in the same situation. And although patience, I would love to be together again, wisdom is I'd rather wait and make sure that we're all healthy when we physically come together again. As somebody wrote the other day, I would rather wait another month or two to see you than never see you again because you got infected and succumbed to the coronavirus, the COVID-19. So I am really thinking a lot today about patience versus wisdom. And we will use the wisdom that God gave us to keep our people safer by continuing the self-isolation, the physical distancing, the coming together by phone and by email and by Zoom. I'm having fun with Zoom. Who'd have thought? But just keep waiting this out. Eventually, we can put this behind us and enter the new world that we will create after this is over. I would really like for you all to think about it yourselves, the things that you want so badly. and decide whether it's just patience or whether it's wisdom. Is it impatience? And use wisdom to bring that back. When I thought about that just before I started recording, I remembered that patience is one of the spirit fruit of the Spirit. And so I looked that up. It's in Galatians 5, verse 22. And I thought I would share that with you just to let you know that these are, in the Bible, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And we really do need each and every one of these fruits in order to stay cool with our families, stay calm with the changes that are coming. I think a lot of our problem is the patience of not knowing what's coming ahead. I've heard so many people say, when are we going to be able to go back to church? When can we get back out to the restaurants? When will this be over? And we don't know. Nobody knows. It's just like everybody bugging Jesus when he was here. You know, when is this all over? When are we going to get our rewards in heaven? And Jesus said, nobody knows the hour but the Father. And really nobody knows what's ahead for us. Are we going to get a vaccine in 6 months and then we can feel a lot more safe? Or is it going to be 2 or 3 years? Are we going to spend the next few years of our lives behind masks? Or are we going to be able to just toss those off and say, hey world, here we come? We don't know. Nobody knows. So let's look for the blessing. There I go, Romans 8:28 again. In all things, God will find good to those who love him and are called according to his purpose. The good thing is we have masks that will help us not become infected. The good news is people who are home, instead of twiddling their thumbs and saying, I wish I had something to do, they're making masks. They're making masks for the hospitals, for the patients. They're making masks for people like me. Hopefully, until this is done, I hope everybody wears masks so I don't infect you and you don't infect me. But find the good. Have you been reaching out? Have you been calling people? Have you been writing letters? Have you been, sending pictures of the grandkids to grandma in the nursing home? There are so many things we can do now that we never had time to before, that we can do to show God's love to other people. So this week I would just like to leave you with that thought of wisdom and patience, and also really encourage you to not be impatient. Find good things to do now. Find a way to reach out with God's love to each and every person that you know. And when it's time to get together, we'll know it. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, be blessed, and be a blessing. Until I talk to you on Sunday, God bless.